head over to the Sahara after that.
Hmm.
So here, the Sahara. So the Sahara, it's a drive, like a lot of people say, hey, I heard it's a drive. I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean,
Like how long is that drive from Fez to the Sahara?
about 6 or 7 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's doable. I mean, a lot of people, I don't know. That's one thing. It's like, yeah, to get to the middle of nowhere, the Sahara is the middle of nowhere. It's a journey. It definitely is. It's all about the journey. But here you're going to cross the Middle Atlas before you end up in past Merzouga in Erg Shebi. So Erg Shebi is Morocco's biggest sand dune, right? So it's the tallest, biggest sand dune in Morocco. And to get out there, I mean, you can rent a car, you can drive it. You could take the bus. Like if you're doing a bus, take the GM2 buses. I think those are the most reliable in terms of air conditioning, because like the desert's hot. So like some of the other buses, the air conditioning doesn't work and you arrive just a puddle. So it's, I mean, especially for a journey like that, you'll want to be comfortable. So those are comfortable. They have AC and stuff. So I think that's a good way to get out there. You could always hire, like Morocco is still a place where you can hire private cars and stuff. So you can have a driver and everything like that, which is another way to travel out there. And then once you're out there, what do you do in the Sahara, right? So there's actually a lot. There's a
make
ton
sand castles.
You could, you could bring your own water. But so this part of the world was actually covered in the last ice age. So this was all under ice and everything. And what happened was they fossilized. There's big fossil digs all around here. So for me, traveling with kids, it's great for kids. My wife was out there last November and she was traveling. So it was just her and her girlfriend. They're traveling out there, but they like fossils as adults, as adult children. And so here she is at, I won't disclose her age, but so as a woman digging fossils, and she finds like a 3-inch dinosaur tooth, and she got to take that home with her, a 3-inch dinosaur tooth. And so we have this kind of on a mantle at home. She swears she's gonna make like a necklace out of it someday or something like that. But you can find all sorts of stuff out there. And then I mean, I think so that's kind of fun. There's salt mines out there you can see, and that's pretty interesting too. But for me, it's like getting to know the nomadic people out there, because there are still like the Tuaregs and the Sahrawis that are nomadic or kind of semi-nomadic. And with a guide, you can go find where they are, and you can go take tea with them, and you can kind of have that moment where you're discovering not only another culture, but a whole nother vision of what life could be. And for me, like for those of us, I mean, I think probably all of us here, we're used to coming home at night and turning a key, and like there's a door, and we have our bed and our room and a kitchen and everything. But these people literally live their lives in tents, and that's how they're happiest. They understand that there's houses, and they've been to these houses and these villages and these cities, and they don't like them. They would rather do this. And to understand that, I think is something, you take a tea with them, and you get to know that. And of course, making medfuna is great. That's kind of like a Moroccan calzone in a way. It's like this folded dough that you stuff and then you bake in the sand.
The sand is so hot.
At certain times of the year, it's so hot that you can just bake it in the sand. So medfuna. And of course, you can ride a camel, you can stargaze, you can go sandboarding, but mint tea.
I love mint tea.
So here we are. Okay, so we totally, I don't know if you guys can see I have a bottle of wine, and Gabe can't find a corkscrew anywhere, a wine screw anywhere to like open this.
I know, one would think that here at Rick Steves Europe HQ, we would just have wine openers all over the place.
One time I was in Germany, and we used a drill to actually, with my buddy Jason, we used a drill to get it out, but we don't have a drill here either. So we're just going to have to look at this. So, so I wish actually mint tea is delicious, but I mean, the wine's also good. Morocco's, like the only Muslim country that produces its own wine. This one came from Chateau Roselin, which is right outside of Fez. It's in Meknes, which is a big wine growing region, and it has been since the Roman times. So the Romans originally started producing wine there. But this is a nice Premier Cru Chardonnay. I'll give it to you to enjoy later. So de rien, Sahara, as we learned. But okay. So besides wine, of course, a lot of Moroccans don't drink. It's with the Muslim, a lot of interpretations of the Muslim religion don't allow it, but they do drink a lot of mint tea. So mint tea you'll have almost everywhere. It's ubiquitous. You'll have it at shops, at riads. You know, if you're going to start bartering for a carpet, they will bring out the tea service, and you'll sit down and there you go. There's your mint tea. So yeah, so that's something that you will get everywhere around Morocco, including the desert. I love it. It's strange to arrive to a hot place like the desert and then have a hot tea, but somehow it's refreshing. And then there's my wife sandboarding. Hi, Amina.
Oh, wow.
So she's sandboarding, so that that's one of the things you could do out there. They take kind of these reused, repurposed snowboards, and you can go down the sand dunes should you wish. There's also good Gnawa music in the village of Hemlia, which is about half an hour or so outside of Ergshebi. There's still like the village where this sort of music started. Like it's really the cradle for this type of music. It's almost like an African blues music in a way. You heard it in the beginning, so in those beginning videos. So you saw that in the Journey Beyond Travel, like our kind of I don't know, what do you call it? A teaser video or something? Like
teaser.
Teaser
or a sizzle reel.
Sizzle reel, yeah, like sizzle reel. That's what you said. So like the sizzle reel, like there's that music right there. And Rick Steves had it when he was walking by too. You had these guys with their tassels, and kind of spinning their heads and stuff, and they're playing like a Gnawa music, right? And that to me, that is purely Moroccan, and it's from this region. And to be able to hear these musicians do it in like in their homes where it's from is something special as well. And of course, you're gonna end your night in these bivouacs out in the middle of the desert with not a lot around. There's not a lot of light pollution out there.